Sanibona, ngaphambi singene kwivideo namuhla, ngithi angithathe lethuba ngibonge isupport nothando nesikhombise lona lingaphezu kokucabanga kwethu. Siyacela niqhubeke nisupporte njalo ngokubuka amavideo ethu, ungakhohlwa ukukhomenta, ushare, ulike. Siyafisa ukuzwa umbono wakho. Sicela ke singene kwivideo namuhla. Usuku luyoba lukhulu kakhulu ku-Adhoc committee. Usuku lapho kuyotestifya khona uVusimuzi Cat Matlala. Ngikusho lokhu ngoba lapha kwiMadlanga Commission omunye wama-witness between A no B no C basidlalele i-recording, bathi icashunwe kwi-recording ewu-4 or 5 hours ka-Cat Matlala ezikhulumela yena. Sezwa la akhuluma khona ukuthi uGeneral Sibiya uyayithanda imali. Samuzwe ekhuluma ngoGeneral Sibiya ukuthi kunemali ayihambisa e-head office, e-ofisini lakhe wafika wayifaka ku-dustbin, nemali futhi ayikhipha ngesikhathi kushada indodana kaGeneral Sibiya. So zonke lezo zinto lezo sizizwa ngama-piece. Imagine uma sekuthiwa uzozikhulumela yena, kuzobe kunjani? Ngakho-ke njengoba esohlelweni noma esohlwini labantu okufuneka bafakaze noma bathule ubufakazi babo, nabo babeke uhlangothi labo le-story laphayana kwi-Adhoc committee kanye neMadlanga commission. Adhoc committee ithatha isinqumo sokuthi cha, ngoba uthi akazizwe ephephile ukuthi angatravela ukuya le e-Western Cape. Into abazoyenza bona, kuzosuka bona labasephalamende baye Mampuru lapha aboshwe khona. Ngicela ukucaphunela leyo nkulumo leyo njengoba i-Adhoc committee beyihlangene ngomsombuluko, if I'm not mistaken. Bedingida lolo daba lelo. Ngizokucaphunela leyo nkulumo nje uzwe ukuthi bahlele kanjani. Cela uzwe la.
Good afternoon. Good morning, Honorable Chair and Honorable Members. Indeed, Chair, please accept my apology because it is a verbal report. I am, however, concluding the written report. The visit on Friday, we met with the team from Correction Services. They are of the view that they have a facility at Mampuru that can host the session of the Adhoc committee. In our scope of the visit, Chair, we have looked at the conference, or rather the hall or the facility that can accommodate our requirements, including the members of the public. We've also looked at the support and infrastructure, holding room, ablution, whether they have stable internet, adequate parking, access to the facility by both the members and the public, catering facility, PA system, and the possibility of collaborating with Gauteng security cluster to ensure that the security provision is made in this regard. Indeed, Chair, the findings on our end suggest that they do have adequate facility that they can host up to 400 people. It is dividable. If we want to make it smaller, we can do that. The facility also has adequate chairs and tables that can comply with our requirements. They also have a space that is dividable as well, where they can provide catering. They also have adequate holding room should it be required that during the sessions it be used. The facility has adequate ablution facility as it is required in terms of the building regulations. The internet availability is stable. Department of Correction Services are willing to increase the capacity should it be required on our end. They also have adequate parking, access to the Mampuru. In collaboration with Correction Services, who will be able to facilitate access for both public media and then, of course, the MPs, including the support staff. They also have a catering facility that they can cook, or if we're choosing to procure catering, caterers will be able to prepare for the food. They also have a PA system with a relatively required number of mics that can be used during the proceedings. The generally, in terms of security, is a secured facility. Would of course coordinate and collaborate with the Gauteng security cluster, including traffic and police fire escort, where members will be staying up to the facility and will administer at the gate up to the hall where it will be hosted. We just have to really look into a very specific technical requirements on the side of ICT and what the Community Secretary may require. From a distance chair, from security point of view, they have adequate facility that can host this session chair. There is a follow-up meeting arranged with them. Should we be advised by the committee that we should continue to engage so that they can further take us through with other technical units? Thank you so much.
Okay.
Lo kade khulunywa ungomunye walaba bebethunyiwe ukuthi abenza ama necessary arrangements. Kubonakala ukuthi kungenziwa kanjani. Uma kufuneka eze parliament, kufuneka ukuthi escortwe kanjani, kwenzakaleni. Nanokuthi uma ngathiwa ke akiwe parliament ngakwazi nokuthi kusetshenziswe iGosi Mampuru ngenhlahla bathi khona indawo njengozosebeqinisekisa ukuthi kunani abangase bayisebenzise. Uma besho ngathi zonke izinto ezizodingeka zikhona. I-Wi-Fi khona, ine-media, ispace nje abathi banespace esinganele abantu ababalelwa ku-400. Sekuseleke manje kumalungu eParliament ukuthi sizwe wena ukuthi athini. Are they willing now ukuthi baye eGosi Mampuru bayokwazi ukuthi bakhulume no Cat Matlala ngoba naye ihlangothi lakhe lo story liyadingeka. Ithi ngicaphune ama members of parliament uma bevumelana ukusho ukuthi kuzoyiwa khona. Uma bengavumelani shothi akiwa khona. Ngicela uzwe la.
Not to prejudice you, Honorable Sangoni, I think at the time I allowed you to speak, I had forgotten to integrate the security report into the timetable. Do you have anything that you may want to comment on, given the last part of the report?
Thank you, Chair. Based on the report that we've just received, we are even more convinced that we support going to Gosi Mampuru. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you so much. Do we still have any other speaker from the ANC?
Chair, can I, with your permission, just make an addition? Not exactly on the...
You are allowed. We are going to release so that he must not miss his flight. Let's just remind him that it's 12 o'clock.
All right.
Okay.
No, Chair, I wanted to make a request in addition to what Kusela has said, which I support fully. I wanted to make a request that given the long list of witnesses that we have worked on and was presented here, with whatever shortcomings it might have, I want to request that each one of us, at least from the various political parties, be encouraged to re-look at the list in the context of the names that we may have proposed or those that are proposed by our other colleagues, with an intention of finding a way in which we can slightly reduce the list of those who should appear before us and maybe increase on the side, or maybe create another list where we will only be interested on the submission of affidavits. So I'm appealing that we parallel to us making a request for an extension in Parliament, but I'm also suggesting that let's also revisit our list as as independent parties on our own, and maybe when we meet at some point, we compare notes on how we suggest we can reduce the list, Chair. And I'm making that proposal because I think our work is receiving a very good traction in society. But the longer we take on it, the more there would be fatigue. And I think the point was made earlier on by Honorable Swords that the best dancer is the one who leaves the stage at an appropriate time. Thanks.
Okay, maybe What you may have to also look at, Mr. Mpilo, is that during that week when if the committee members agree, during that week when we are in Pretoria, if there are other witnesses that are around, they can be met there so that you don't go to Pretoria to meet with Matlala. And then you have to rush to flights because the following morning you must be in Cape Town. You are meeting other witness. I don't know, but it's something that you can look at, discuss it with the legal team and the technical team, and to check how you line up the appearance of witness during that week. And if the authorities at Correctional Service agree for you to use their facility or any other authority that is there around Pretoria, you can look at such arrangements. I'm just trying to avoid a situation where we come back from Pretoria to Cape Town to listen to one witness the following day and fly back to the former Transvaal. The MKP. I saw Comrade Honorable Nomvalo, you have joined us. Welcome and good afternoon to you. If you are not ready, you may.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Am I audible, Chair?
Yes, I can hear you. I was saying if you need some time, you can allow me to rotate. I'll come back to you.
Yeah, no, Chair. I'm in the middle of something as well here. I just wanted to report that there is an organizational activity that is also yes, that is underway that we are also paying attention to. That is why we are not paying our 100% attention to this meeting.
Okay, but are you following the developments in the meeting?
Here and there, Chair.
Okay.
We're following here and there.
The little that you could get, you agree with.
Maybe let's allow other speakers to come in, then we'll come thereafter.
Okay, thank you so much. The Democratic Alliance.
Thank you, Chair. I think everything's shaping up very well. I agree with Honourable Sauls. We do need an end date because this could stretch on for the next 5 years, frankly. But the one query I had, considering I think we need to focus on the safety of our witnesses within the parliamentary precinct. I'm hoping very much that you as a committee, you're working with the parliamentary protection services, considering the death threat against Advocate Johnson, and then of course Matthew Sissoko as the head investigator at Adhoc being kidnapped, beaten up, and his official phone and laptop stolen at the weekend. As it comes to an end, so things are going to get hotter and hotter as people want to protect information, and I fear lives might be lost at some stage. So I think we need to be very careful that nothing happens on our turf. So I'd like some assurance that you are working with people and protection officers within the parliamentary precinct. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Kolabanat, the EFF.
Thank you, Chair. The draft program, it's noted. I would just like or make a request, Chair, that it's circulated in the group. It also helps us with our scheduling, and that it just indicates that this is the draft program as of whichever date, because we understand that it's getting updated from time to time. And also that on the actual draft program, next to each name, it just clarifies whether that particular witness has been contacted and the actual status, because most of what was presented here says, I think it said to be processed or to be confirmed, and your narrative was saying a different story. So perhaps maybe you just flighted an outdated one. But just so we can have a clear status on each of the witnesses, like whether they've been consulted, whether they've been contacted, whether the consultation is undergoing. So that will just help us have a clearer understanding where we are. Yeah, we definitely support that we do the witness at Vusimuzi prison, and also if there are any other witnesses in the area, and we can try and hit 2 birds or 3 birds down with 1 stone. I definitely agree that we do must have an end date in sight, so we don't have an ongoing process. I would like to caution the committee that it must be an informed decision. I disagree with the ANC Chief Whip's position that the best show is when the dancer knows how to leave the stage, or something like that. Comrade Mdu, this is very serious work that we're doing, and it's not necessarily for show. So we do need to make sure that we prioritize, that we are being thorough. I do understand that we are running low, and it is getting fatigued, and we're all suffering from fatigue at this moment. But as we can see, every single witness that comes, it just shows how deep the rot is and how systemic the rot is in our justice system. So I would hate, Chair, that we've come this far and we've done some work, and then we drop the ball towards the end because we are being fatigued. So let us make an informed decision about what is going on. We'd also just like to engage also, and maybe we can do this offline as well, and the evidence leaders and how they are taking statements. I think that is also going to help us to be able to move quicker, even with our questioning while we are engaging with the witnesses. And the last point that I would like... No, I'm fine. I'm covered, Chair. I don't think there's anything else that we need to respond to. Is there anything else? I think I'm covered.
Thank you so much. Just to say to you that I met with the legal team just to satisfy myself that the witnesses that are being scheduled are those ones that have been consulted. And they have assured me that these are the witnesses that have been consulted, those that of course, there would be those whose statements would not be concluded. And that is why you see they are not here today in our meeting, is for the purpose of finalizing those consultations to make sure that the statements are made available to the members. Honorable Mwango.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. We support the draft
Attend the ad hoc meeting. Hello?
and we support the draft program, and also the suggestion that, if possible, we be able to kill more birds with 1 stone in terms of actually being able to interview other witnesses whilst we out there in Pretoria. We would support that. Thank you, Honorable Chairperson.
Ngoba usuzuleka ama-members of parliament evumelana ukuthi ngempela bazoye eGosimampulo. Asazi kodwa sizozwa bazosazisa mhlambe lapha ngomhla ka-28 bam 26 27 28 kuhlawumbisela lapha akakabi nedate eqondile. Kodwa nje esefuneka sikwazi ukuthi uCat Matlala uzophiwa ithuba lokuba abeke uhlangothi lakhe Adhoc committee esejele bazophuma ke nabo baye khona. Angikholwa phela uzobe efaka ama-handcuff ngoba kuzobe kugadiwe, i-security izobe ikhona, kucheckiwe zonke izinto. Nawe uzobe indoda ekhululekile nje akhulume, siza uhlangothi lakhe ngoba lubalulekile uhlangothi lakhe. Na futhi afuneka akuconfirm ukuthi la audio leya eyakhe ngempela nakho afuneka sikuzwe, sizokuzwa ngayo. Yabona njengoba ngishilo eqaleni, alikho usuku loba interesting kwedlula lelo. Alikho. Ngangiyitshela ukuthi usuku la kuyofika khona uGeneral Sibiya kuyobe kusuku interesting kakhulu, kanti ngiphethwe ukudlala. kufika umuntu ongazazi ukuthi efuna athathe yena ahlanganise nani. Ayi usuke ngangilindele ngemagange ngithi ya lolu suku liza nemfihlo namaqiniso kanti angishaye phansi. Kodwa ke sibazwile abanye bethula ubufakazi babo njengobheka icele ubekile samuzwa ukuthi hayi uyabeka uNdosi. Sizolindela ke sizwe kusasa ngizwe bathi kuza uCedric Nkabinde Chief of Staff kaMinister usenzo Mchunu lapha ku-Adhoc committee. Sizolindela ke sizwe ukuthi uthini. Angiyibambe le video ngicela ukuza ukuphawula kwakho la comment section ngizwena ukuthi ubona kanjani. Kodwa ngale kwalokho mina nawe asidibane kwivideo elandelayo. Ungakhohlwa comment, subscribe, share. Ngiyacela ungasupporta ngokusidonatela noma ngamalini khona account kwi-comment ephiniwe. Ungasupporta futhi ngokuba yimember yale channel. Iqala ku 40 rand ngenyanga kuya phezulu. Ngiyabonga kakhulu.